Welcome to this episode of Chattin with Staxx. I'm your host, Bill Staxx, and today I got Albert Sugar Bear Barbieri, also known as
number 8 in your scorecard, number 1 in your heart.
Say you're on your way to go somewhere, and you're like, "There's a crime scene tape." You're like, "What the hell is happening here?"
Ninth in Fitzwater, when I lived in my apartment, I remember going to my car, and it was either I would go down around the corner down Bainbridge to go to Fitzwater over there on 7th Street because I lived on 9th, or if it was the other way, I remember a sign, the yellow tape, and I'm like, oh boy, it was around a car, and hours later on the news, oh, I wonder why. That was it, yeah. I believe, I don't know, when I bang my computer chip, I believe it was the murder, that particular crime scene. Man, I want to say Albajamas, where somebody, they got killed. It was in a trunk or something. I don't know. But I could be wrong. But no, that's the only time. You know, in 1980, I'll tell you what's funny. In 1989, when the shooting of Nicky Scarfo's kid in Dante and Luigi's, the restaurant.
Yeah.
That nobody's ever been charged with that. There's been speculation, but that still need to get into that. My father would frequently go to Dante and Luigi to eat 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, but that was Halloween night. And there's times I went with my father. That's crazy. My father could have been there that night, but he would go early to eat 4 or 5 o'clock. But no, I've never been close to something like a hit went down and I was, no, never.
Did you ever cross paths with Nicky Scarfo?
No, I don't remember so. And if he came into a hangout, there was a hangout on Passyunk Moore off the corner. It was on Kamak and Moore in South Philly. That was a hangout. I would stop in there because I knew the guys in there. Not the guys, but other guys, the friends of those guys. You know, yeah. I'd go in there, stop in there, or the hangout where I hung Chiefy's pool room. There was guys up there. There was nights, settling night on Tuesdays. It was funny on Tuesdays and Wednesdays. I'd be up there at 7, 8 o'clock, and you'd see guys come up there, and they were there to settle because it was settle night Wednesdays or Tuesdays with the sports figure. I don't have any recollection of ever seeing him face to face. He may have been, who knows, walked up. I didn't know of him, you know.
With all your times around these games, did you ever see an altercation with these games going on?
Well, I've only been in one game, the Ziganet game. It was a Chicky Narducci's game. It was a big game. Okay, and I'm going to tell this. I'm going to fill in the gap to a story about how I come to meet Frank Sindone. Chicky had a game. It was called the Ziganet game. It was a big game, cash game. It was a deck of cards. And it's 1979. Frankie Baldino. I don't know if you remember that name or heard of that name, Frankie Baldino. Yeah. He was killed by John Vizzi. That was one of those things, tick for tack. They were killing Stanfield, or he was killing one. They were killing one. And Frankie Baldino was a nice guy, great guy. I was friends with him from the 70s. And he introduced me to the Ziganet game. Frankie was a notorious gambler himself. And I'm 19, 20 years old. I'm going to the Ziganet game. And there are the biggest, fastest, fiercest gamblers from South Philly. Bookmakers, loan sharks, connected guys. They're all unbeknownst to me. As I know some are bookmakers, but I have no idea who these guys are, but as they're rising, as history tells us, okay? So I'm in the Lions Den, okay?
Yeah.
Chicky Narducci. Now everybody, I knew who Chicky Narducci was because the papers spells it out, the rankings after Bruno gets it. So I know who Chicky Narducci was. I know where he stood in that line, you know, in that world. It's his game. I'm playing. I'm going to this game. Now, there's other I don't say young kids, but there's a young generation gambler. You only can go to this game if you're known or have friends, associates that they know you. You couldn't be a stranger and go to this game. Okay? So it's a game, it's a card game where it's all luck. It's progressive betting of cash. And with this particular night, it was Saturday night, it was Sunday morning early, like 2:30 in the morning. The game went from a Saturday noontime, and it could have ran all the way through Monday. That's how crazy this game was. And it's a game where it's about, if the dealer's up, he has a card. They take the 8s, 9s, and 10s out of the deck, so there's 10 cards, right? Ace, deuce, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Jack, queen, king, right? There's 10 cards.
Yeah.
No 8s, 9s, and 10s. And it's all about the dealer, if he's up, progressive betting, pulling cards, and you want other live cards to come up before yours. It's hard to explain, but this particular night, I'm up the deal. Hey, I'm dealer. I'm one of the handmen. Now, usually handmen are guys with big money, but I just happen to be one of the handmans. It's like I said, it's 2:30 in the morning. A lot of the original handmen that are there from the day are gone, but I happen to be a handman. You can take a spot if somebody gets up. And in comes this guy, trench coat, hat, and he walks in, and right away he demands all attention in the room. Okay? It's Frank Sindone, but I don't know this guy. I don't know. I don't even know who Frank Sindone is.
Yeah.
This is 79. This is prior to Bruno murder. He comes in. He earns the respect in the room. Everybody's saying hello, this, that. Not like scary looking dude. Like, it looked like a very serious guy when he walks in. Comes in, pulls up a chair, he tells the dealer, because there's a dealer in the Ziganet game who's pulling the cards out of this gray stainless steel box, that the cards are in there and they get pulled out one at a time.
Yeah.
After each pull, people might want to bet some more, whatever. His name was Pistol. Nice guy. He's deceased. Sindone says, who's up? Pistol goes, the kid's up, meaning me. I'm right across from Pistol. Sindone pulls up the chair, sit down next to me, grabs my money out of my hand. Right? Goes, what do you got here? I know I had around $3,000. He goes, you got a third, kid. Just sit back. Puts the money in his pocket, takes out a 10-pack. And now, where I was sitting like this, Sindone is to my right. And I'm in direction of this guy, Fatty. His name's Andrew Colon. He was Chicky Narducci's brother-in-law. He would be there late at night running the game. He'd be up on a ladder looking over the game. I look at Fatty, who I'm friends with. I'm like, I'm giving him one of these. And Fatty's like, just, because he knows I have no clue.
Yeah. He's like, keep your fucking mouth shut, right?
Yeah. Here comes a gangster. A gangster goes sit next to me. Tell me, just sit back. Okay? Well, don't you know, we make a niner. A niner it doesn't happen a lot. We make all 9 cards. Okay, he's betting Fearless, coming out 500 a card. 40,000's won. I get a third of it. And Fatty says, as they count up the money, Fatty says, Frank, you know whose son that is? He goes, no, who? Fatty says, that's Blizzard's son. He looks at me, Sindone. You're Blizzard's kid? Yeah. Takes his 2 fingers, poke me in the chest. You tell him Frank Sindone said hello. All right, I'll pass along the message. I don't know who Frank Sindone is, right?
Yeah.
I know he's somebody. I don't know who, though. So this was my demise. Again, my father being a sharp guy. What happened was, you tell me if I had a run-in. Now this is where I'm going to answer your question about the run-in. Did I ever have a run-in or seen a run-in? There's a guy by the name of Spike. Now, he's mentioned in documentaries, and Spike was an associate, a friend of Chicky Narducci's. Big guy, big, 6'2", 6'3", a little bit big, gold, wear the chain, drove a beautiful Eldorado. Impressive guy, That Tuesday or so, I see him at a car wash, a neighborhood car wash, not too far from the pool room where I'm hanging, Chiefy's pool room. I go in there. He's zigging. He's at the zigging that game. He knows. He heard I made a score. Sugar, you do me a favor? Can you lend me $500? I'll give it to you at the zigging that game. I'm an impressionable young kid, dumb. Yeah, no problem. Here's 500. I leave the car wash, come to the pool room. Fatty's up there. At this time, I think Fatty's got a piece of the pool room at that time. Hey, hey, Sugar, what's up? Fatty, you can't. Guess who the hell I just ran into? The car wash. Ooh, Sugar. Spike. First words out of Fatty's mouth. Sugar, please don't tell me you gave him money. I remember saying exactly this. Of course I gave him money. Why wouldn't I? You know. One of his Fatty says, Sugar, don't you know he's one of the biggest con artists on the East Coast? No, Fatty, I don't know Spike to be the biggest con artist on the East Coast. Rumor has it, legend has it, that he took Robert Conrad, remember from Wild Wild West?
Yeah.
Took him for a ton of money. Anyway, I'm like, oh my God. Fat, can you get... Now, Fatty, being Chicky's brother-in-law, I said, can you get my money back for me? I mean, talk to Chicky. I'll handle it. Just... So, next day, Fatty up the pool rooms. Chicky said to give this to you. It was a couple hundred. He said he'll get the rest from Spike. Stay away from him. Okay? Okay. Well, Saturday comes around, the zigging that game. 12 o'clock afternoon. I'm there, bright-eyed, bushy tail, ready to gamble. Spike's in there. He's gambling. He's there. He's got a lot of money in his hand. Well, I'm told to stay away from him. Orders from Chicky Narducci. Fatty relays the message. Stay away from Spike. I'll handle it.
But you want your money, right?
Well, I'm a dumb young fucking kid full of cum, stupid motherfucker, dumb, right? I get in words with Spike. Can I get the money from you? It starts off, can I get the tree? Can I get the money? And he's like, answers me back. A little loudness in the game. Nothing happens. This is the part I leave out of the story, but now on your show, I'm going to tell it. One little snippet I leave out of the story. And I only didn't want to say it in the original story because I know Philip. Philip Narducci and I are friendly. Okay? He was tight with his Fatty. I was. We're good to go, me and Philip. Always got along. So I didn't want to paint this picture of his father, so I left it out of the story. So I'm in the kitchen. Now, it's on the first floor of a row home. You walk in the front door, there's a little vestibule, another door, and then there's a long room where the table, the card game, and then there's a kitchen. Believe it, they had food in that game. You never go. If you're known to go in that game, you're hungry, you go in there and eat sausage, meatballs, pie, everything.
Yeah.
Chicky would come in. He wouldn't be there right at 12, but Chicky would at some point get there. And here comes Chicky. Here everybody's saying hello. I'm in the kitchen. I'm up against the sink. Okay? Not playing. He comes walking. I see everybody giving the hugs, kiss, the handshake, coming towards me. And all of a sudden, he gets a few feet. Hey, Chick. He's got a bag of bread, the loaves of bread in one hand. And as soon as I say, hey, Chick, whack! Right across my face. Oh my God. He hits me. And now younger kids from that neighborhood, they can be brutal. They could be looking there in stripes. They're in there. They see Chicky smack me. Oh, all of a sudden, once they start cracking me, I got to go through the kitchen, through the room. Hopefully that door's open, which it was, to the front door. And as I'm going through, I'm getting kicked. And I'm not getting kicked by the old school guys. These are the younger crew from 7th to Wharton, 6th to Wharton. They were tough kids. They were not ones to fuck with. And who knows if they're thinking maybe, did I hit Chicky? Which I would never do. But they see him upset. And I'm running through, I'm getting hit. And I'm not getting really hurt, but I'm getting pummeled. And I get through the first door, the next door. The front door's locked. And I'm in the corner on the floor, and I'm feeling the punches and the kicks. But I peed myself. I was so scared. And finally, I hear Chicky say, all right, let him out. Get him out. Let him out.